Hello there, my dear colleagues. Igor Shestitko with you with the weekly review of the new Azure features or some updates, changes, etc., etc. So a few weeks ago, frankly saying, Microsoft announced the Azure VPN Gateway changes in a lot of changes here, but I waited the second part that it was announced that's like a public preview of the Azure VPN client for Mac OS. Why it's important, I will explain you later, but let's go one by one and review what exactly changed and how it could help you to work with the Azure VPN Gateway, to plan Azure VPN Gateway, etc., etc. And in this case, give me a second, I will switch back to VPN Gateway. So what we can see here, we can see one of the VPN Gateway for the demo, because we have I have here the 3 VPN gateways connected by the chain one by one, from the 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, whatever. And the first part that you can find on the monitor part of the VPN Gateway itself, on the management console, you can find here the BGP peers, and the new console provide you way to monitor and view how is this stuff better and how the BGP exactly works, what is was advertised, etc., etc. So if you see here, for VPN Gateway 01, we have peers with the 17 network from the 16, so this is a 16 network, 17 network, required ASN, connection duration, how many rows receive it, etc., and exactly the learned routes. We can find here all required positions, etc., etc. So we can see that there is a direct route to the AS16 to the network 17, right, and to the AS14 here, right, with the network 18. So like this is the two routes, and here we can also see what exactly was advertised, from where, how, etc., etc., by this VPN gateway. So, for example, VPN Gateway 1 advertised to the peer 17, network 17, the current network. But if you look to the VPN Gateway number 2, second VPN Gateway, you can find that for the first VPN Gateway, for the network 16, it's advertised not only itself, but also the another one that was loaned from the BGP here. So like we can see how many routes, what is the BGP peers, what is advertisement, etc., etc. Frankly saying, it would be really cool a few years ago for me, because that time when I start to work with the quite extensive, quite let's say heavy and complicated infrastructure based on the Azure, with the BGP between the on-premise and different parts of the Azure, different location, etc. It was nightmare. For now, it's really easy and really clear for anyone who is looking for the BGP. So it's the first part. The second part is really interesting and really important to troubleshoot, especially the connectivity between Azure VPN and on-premise VPN devices or any other endpoint connections. It's a VPN gateway package capture. What is this? You can just capture your VPN traffic. It's really important just to understand that you will capture the VPN traffic, ESP traffic, not the traffic inside the channel itself, but it's really important and really helpful to understand what's going on in terms of connectivity, handshake, initial connection, etc., etc. And let's see how it will work. And it will work really easy. We will start just right now the capturing, and we will get ESP traffic. It's first part, but the second part here, when we will reset or do something with the connectivity itself, we will be able to see how this thing is going inside the initial handshake, etc., etc. So I will start. I will switch to the virtual machine where you can see the pinging for now. It's pinging 2. So this is machine from the network 18, pinging the machine on the 16 and 17. And we will reset the connectivity. We will reset the connection. It's another feature, and see the timeouts, and after that we will see that traffic restored again, and same time we will be able to see these packages on the captured traffic. So let's go. Start packages. So this is the maximum captured file size. Let's say that it's not more than 1 gigabyte. It will be gigabytes, right? It's in kilobytes, so it's a buffer size, and all packages, all TCP flags, etc., etc. We will start to do this. Start capturing. Just need to wait a little bit. Yep. It started, and let's go to the connection. If we go to the connection, we can find this connection, and we can see a new feature also here. We can reset this connection, not VPN gateway. It's really cool, and again, really helpful feature, because if you have the VPN gateway with a lot of connections, and some connections are stable, some connections are not, you don't need for now broke the stable connection by resetting all VPN gateway. Right now we can reset just only the one connection, and as you can see, do the capturing of the one VPN connection traffic. We are doing the reset. We can see how the traffic will disappear, request timed out, and after that, typically it takes to reestablish VNet to VNet about a few minutes, let's say 6-8 pings. And after that we will see the connection, ready to use connection, but same time we will need URI for the container where we have to store this traffic, and I have one, and let's give me time to get the required token. We need exactly SAS, and in case, yeah, you see 7. So we have the traffic back, and let's go back to the VPN capture and say stop. And right now we can put here our SAS URI and stop the packages. After that, inside the container, we will see exactly the traffic here, and here 63, and here 24 bytes. Now, so this one will be the right one. Okay, let's download it. As you can see, it's PCAP, and it means that we will need any Package Explorer, any tool to work with it, and I have Wireshark here, and we will be able to open the traffic here. And as I mentioned before, there is just a traffic with the ESP. You can't see it, you can't do anything if you don't know the key, protocol, etc., etc. But in some case, in some packages, you can see the initiator request, initiator response, initiator request, initiator response, and initializing the operations with e-key and all required traffic that you need to set connectivity between. If you need to troubleshoot some connectivity, it's easiest, not easiest, but most of the easiest way to understand what's going on inside. Same time, we have here another way to understand what's going on inside the connectivity and how this connection was established, etc., because we got this feature, security association, and right now we can download security associations from the Azure for exactly this connection, and we will be able to review it. We will be able to understand what's going on, which type of connectivity we have here, etc. So for now, if you look on it, endpoints, cookies, initiator cookies, responder cookies, encapsulation ports, etc., encryption, integrity, DSG, and all required parameters to better understand your connection are here right now. So like you can easily work with it, you can easily debug it and better understand why it's crashed, what happens, etc., etc. This is another cool feature inside VPN Gateway that was mentioned here. Oops, sorry. And we are going back to the last part, but not least, right? It's point-to-site VPN, and the point-to-site VPN in Azure VPN Gateway was nightmare before, and now it's significantly changed. What I mean that it was nightmare, because before you was able to configure just one type per gateway, or Azure Certificate Authentication, or Radius, or Azure Active Directory. You can't mix three of it in any configuration. And for example, it was my case for many customers. That's like customers want to have the Azure Active Directory for their employees or their customers with the multi-factor authentication, etc., etc. It was really useful. It was really cool. You just installed the client on the machine. Customer types, clients type their passwords, check the MFA, and I even was not key about like how the clients exactly wants to authenticate these customers, with MFA, without MFA, with the conditional access, without whatever. And another point was that like Azure certificates was required. I mean, authentication was required for the macOS. For the macOS, if you don't know, it's not supported for now to work with the Active Directory authentication. And it's why I had to use two different Azure certificate and Azure Active Directory VPN Gateway. So like a customer pays twice in this case. But right now, as you can see, you can use both ways or even third ways to configure any of this type. But again, so you can't mix type of the channel. For example, if you need IKEA V2, you will not be able to choose Azure Active Directory because it supports only OpenVPN Gateway. And right now it's possible to do this way: OpenVPN Gateway and Azure Active Directory and Azure certificates, etc., etc. So you can configure it. Plus, as I mentioned before, Microsoft just published it a few days ago, the public preview of the Azure VPN client for Mac OS that supports the native Azure Active Directory, authentication and client certificate based and radius by OpenVPN protocol. So like you will be able right now to use even Azure VPN Gateway, point-to-site VPN for Mac OS X with Azure Active Directory or any other VPN protocol. But but if you look on this preview, I don't know what Microsoft meant about previews available in the United States only. Is it about that the Azure Active Directory tenant should be placed on the United States data centers, or resources should be placed, I mean VPN gateways should be placed on United States, or clients should be placed on the United States? But anyway, the detailed instruction here, I will try to do this, at least from Slovakia. Let's see how it will work with the VPN gateway in the United States. Let's see how it will work. Whatever, Microsoft on the way to improve this Azure Active Directory authentication identity for Mac OS X. So like it's really interesting for the next maybe few months to get this feature ready on the global availability. I mean VPN gateway client for Mac OS X. And yeah, so in this case you will be able to choose what you need and choose right protocol or right authentication type here. So this one, it's a part of again of the new features of VPN gateway, and maybe you will be able to review your infrastructure and delete unneeded VPN gateways and like cut the spans and have more effective infrastructure. Plus again, so monitoring BGP is really cool. Second one is capturing of the packages, and of course the resetting of the exactly one connection that you need to reset, or again, so looking for the security association or looking to the ESP packages to understand what's going on with your identity. So that's all, guys, for the Azure, for the new features this week. Next week I have plans. I will play a lot with, where is my next target? Yeah, two targets. One of my subscriber asked me to go more deep and more detailed on the bicep. Yep. It will be more in Russian than English because it was, again, so a lot of bicep reviews here, but also I am planning to play a lot with the conditional access, new features of the conditional access. If you look on this, there are a lot of new features and a lot of new changes on the conditional access, on the identity and the Azure AD logins for the Windows and for the Linux. So like it's another part or another way of my review, maybe next week or maybe even this week. So you're welcome to subscribe on my channel. You're welcome on my LinkedIn page, LinkedIn profile, so you can easily connect with me. You can find my LinkedIn profile down on the description of the video or in other videos that you can find on the notification and right now at the end of the video. All best, stay safe and see you next week, guys.